Live streams late, but Newcastle are winning 1-0. Come on. I don't know who scored. Fuck's sake. Got all the pieces. Weird.
Do you want to bring it in? Yeah? I just don't see the point in conflict. Gender didn't hear that.
I am wrong. What I want is wrong.
No, it's a war. My theory is that you're a bad man pretending to be an idiot, whereas she thinks you're really an idiot.
Moody always scored.
They've had a lot of possession, Vicky, but unfortunately it just seems the final ball. Van Aldo on Crystal Palace's left-hand side seems to be the one that's causing more problems. You know, he's getting it, giving it, and then carrying on. But again, it's just that final ball. Newcastle at this particular moment just seem to be soaking up a little bit pressure. Can they catch them on the counter-attack? Newcastle at this moment have got a throw-in corner now at
We've got a corner.
on Crystal Palace's right-hand side. So, I mean, they'll be happy with how things have gone at the moment. I mean, initially, Crystal Palace started quite bright, but Newcastle's just grew in confidence. And they'll be more than happy with the position that they're at the moment.
John Joe Shelby with the corner there, but it came to nothing in the end. Okay, thanks for now, Steve. 1-0 to Newcastle. Live over on Sky Sports Premier League.
Yeah, lots of live football today. Barcelona could break a club record this afternoon when they take on City rivals Espanyol for the third time in just over 2 weeks. If they win, they will stretch their unbeaten start to the season to 22 games. That's the best run in the club's history. Philip Coutinho, he was on the bench for their last outing, a Copa del Rey victory over Valencia, and I can tell you he will start this match today. It is live for you from 3:10, so very soon over on Sky Sports Football.
Okay, let's get to the Eredivisie, where there's a match going on right now over on Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports Mix. It's via the red button for you on football. VV Venlo taking on Feyenoord. Feyenoord currently 4th in the Eredivisie. Venlo in 10th place, but it's a game with little chances at the moment. Feyenoord going forward as we speak, but they aren't taking their chances. Terrell Valencia, a right-footed shot from outside the box, went high and wide to the right just a few moments ago, but they are having their chances, but they're not taking them. They're still being held at the moment, 0-0 at the moment. 54 minutes gone there.
Now Now, Ben Youngs will become England's most capped starting scrum half when they take on Italy today. Youngs starts his 56th test, and he's been reflecting on his time with England, including some diet tips from Eddie Jones.
You learn to be a lot more adaptable as a player. You probably also understand about what you need to do to get your performance right, probably a lot more than what you did when you were a 20, 21-year-old.
Cheekbones, Eddie would say as well.
Yeah, I mean that's changed my diet and those bits. So that changed on day one after obviously mine and Eddie's first meeting, which was great. It's a great story, to be fair.
Yeah, which basically meant
basically lose some weight, Ben, and you know I think you're very good, but I think you can be even better if you lose some weight.
Nice. England women are also in action and will take on Italy women later on in the afternoon live on Sky Sports. Now, the defending champions are strong favourites to retain their title, but despite this, they're wary of their Italian opponents.
I think Italy away is a real tough fixture. You know, they're certainly not the side that they were 5-6 years ago. You know, they were very competitive in the Six Nations last year, caused us lots of problems when we played them at the Stoop.
As this stands, we're in 11th.
We've had 2 really hard games the last 2 times we went to Italy. So yeah, it's one of those where you have to be absolutely on your mettle. You have to start well, and we have to make sure we control the game.
It's a good day.
There is Super League action this afternoon as Witness Vikings take on Catalan Dragons. Alan Irwin is there for us and has the team news.
Yeah, looking forward to this one, Joe. 2 teams who are playing Super League this season thanks to surviving the qualifiers in the last campaign. The Catalan Dragons, of course, were victorious in the £1 million game against Lee to ensure their top flight status. Witness Vikings got the better of Catalan Dragons on a couple of occasions last season, remained unbeaten in 3 encounters against them, so they'll be hoping they can kick off their Super League season with a home victory today. As far as the players we're looking out for today, it's all about the new boys, isn't it? Witness Vikings have brought in Krishnan Inu, the former Catalan Dragons star, so he makes his debut for Witness, and also making his debut, but from the replacements bench, is Wellington Albert, but his younger brother Stanton is not quite ready to turn out for Witness just yet. As far as the Catalans are concerned, well, 5 faces to look out for in terms of those that they've brought in, most notably Michael McLaurin from Wigan. Brings real experience to the Catalans and starts this game from hooker, of course. We'll also keep an eye out for David Mead, who was brought in from Brisbane Broncos, going to play a fullback today, the Papua New Guinea skipper. And also Benjamin Julian, formerly with Warrington Wolves, he does start this one. And Anthony Maria, who's in his 2nd spell with Catalans, was with Lee last season. He is one of the replacements. So we're about just under 15 minutes away from kick-off. We're keeping right up to date with the action throughout the course of the afternoon.
What a story on the European Tour concerning this man here, India's Shapankar Sharma. 21-year-old, so has only played 13 tour events, but now he's top of the Race to Dubai standings after a stunning final round. Saw him claim his 2nd win of the season at the Maybank Championship. Enjoyed the moment. He had 10 birdies, including one at the last, in a flawless final round 62. To finish 2 clear of Spain's Jorge Campillo, qualified for the Open after his win at the Joburg Open in December, and victory here means he'll land inside the top 100s in the world to overtake Anibal Lahiri as the highest ranked Indian golfer.
Obviously the win in Joburg, I had a good experience before, so I was pretty calm on the course, and just the way I finished, absolutely fantastic, nothing went wrong. Yeah, I think a lot of doors will open for me now, especially with this win. It'll probably get me near the top 100 in the world, and you know, it's a total life changer for me.
We'll get ready for a noisy final day of the Phoenix Open. Ricky Fowler topping the leaderboard there. Stellar names behind him though. World number 2 John Rahm's only a shot behind after 5 birdies in his last 7 holes. Rahm studied at Arizona State and got a huge cheer from the 20,000 fans or so packed in the iconic
Moody Army deserves an inform on FIFA, like he's been class for the last few
even
weeks.
louder when he held his birdie putt.
I would have had him taking the penalty instead of Hosmer and Wood drew it down.
He was the most rowdy, the loudest thing I've ever seen. I mean, he was amazing. It was a couple times where we couldn't even hear ourselves talk. I think he was that loud.
Also got a huge cheer after he birdied the 16th. He then followed that up with birdies at 17 and 18 to take a 1-shot lead into the final round. Don't rule out this man, Phil Mickelson. No one's got a better record here than him. And Nicholson thrilled the galleries with a superb birdie.
Come on,
And his
the
final hole.
team.
Now, the Ladies European Tour began in Australia and it was won by an Australian as well. Minjee Lee claimed a 5-shot victory in the tour's first event at the Oates Vic Open. Now, England's Georgia Hall was the defending champion and she finished joint third after a closing round of 68. But it was Lee that finished 13 under to win the tournament for a second time. 21-year-old from Perth also won here in 2014 as a 17-year-old amateur.
Now, it is Super Bowl Sunday, but those heading to Minnesota are going to need a fair few layers today. Record low temperatures have been forecast for a Super Bowl. Kickoff temperature is expected to be minus 16 degrees Celsius in Minneapolis, but that won't stop play under the stadium's roof. Tickets are still available, but only if you've got a spare £2,000. Well, as for those already in the city, what are they expecting tonight?
I think this is the year. I think we got the team for it this year.
I'm very excited to be able to watch my team in the Super Bowl. It's been a really long time. To be part of that action, it's a fantastic experience.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a terribly high-scoring game, so something like 21-17 Eagles, of course.
Pats, 31-28.
I actually think we're going to run the score a little more. I got 44-6.
Hopefully the Pats pull through at the end.
Well, Eagles fans have adopted the underdog mentality after being written off by some experts before the playoffs. And for those hungry fans back in Pennsylvania who want to continue that theme, they can buy underdog pretzels, of course. And that's not the only treat that fans will be indulging in what's expected to be the second highest day of food consumption in the US behind Thanksgiving. How about this? More than 1.3 billion chicken wings will be eaten. That works out to around 4 per person.
Just about right, really.
Just about right, yeah. I like 6 though.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Chris-wise, it's predicted that over 12.7 million kilograms will be eaten. That works out to about 317 million packets of regular-sized crisps. And for liquid refreshment, it is expected that up to 2.6 billion pints of beer will be drunk. And as we've seen plenty of snow in Minneapolis, so why not take advantage of it by using a snowmobile? Maybe not in the traditional way though. Fans in the city have been treated to some acrobatic action in the build-up to today's game. Maybe don't try this at home though. Well, inside the stadium, Justin Timberlake, he'll provide the halftime entertainment. The former NSYNC member has also promised a few surprise guests.
I don't mind it. Look, if I move my telly backwards.
Yeah, can't wait to see who that will be. Can't wait to see this. All the action from Minneapolis as the Eagles take on the Patriots. That's from 10 o'clock tonight, live on Sky Sports Action.
Now, the president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, has called for an urgent reform of the Court of Arbitration for Sport after the Olympic bans on 28 Russian athletes was overturned. The IOC imposed the bans as a result of unprecedented systematic manipulation of the anti-doping system at the Sochi Winter Olympics 4 years ago.
This CAS decision is extremely disappointing and surprising for the IOC. We would never have expected this. The IOC executive board is not satisfied at all with the approach by CAS. We feel that this decision shows the urgent need for reforms in the internal structure of CAS.
Now, Fiji produced a dramatic comeback to win the New Zealand Rugby Sevens title. They beat South Africa 24-17 in the final to get their first tournament win of the season. It all looked good for South Africa as they opened up a 17-5 lead in the first half. But South Africa crumbled in the second half as Fiji responded in some style. They scored 17 points without reply to take the title. The tournament win moves Fiji up to third in the series table.
Busy day here on Sky Sports News. We'll keep you across everything. Here's the fans arriving for Liverpool against Tottenham. Should be an absolute corker with the two highest scorers in the Premier League going head to head. We'll keep you across it all here on Sky Sports News though. Stay local. Stay relaxed. Stay unexpected. Stay pampered. Stay smart. Stay spoiled. Stay curious. Stay unique. Stay different. Stay with us this winter with up to 25% off rooms plus 10% extra off. Only when you book on Mercure.com.
Oh, look at those two, having a laugh and getting on. They never get on. It's priceless. No, really it is. Because she came free. That means a free suntan, free splashing. Even that laugh didn't cost a penny.
Free child places. Plus, book now with just a £60 deposit. Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust. At all protected.
Oh, shit. I got this. Can everybody go to the side of the road? No! Come on! What do I have to do? Sheep whisperer.
We'll beat your renewal quote, guaranteed, when you buy car insurance at Confused.com.
Blue shoes. Blue shoes. Red Bull. Red Bull. Green rabbit. Green rabbit. Blue shoes, red Bull. Let's just focus. Blue beetle. Blue beetle. Orange key. Orange key. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Situation update. 39-year-old male. Significant blood loss. Temperature 820. BP 80. Over 60.
Listening is a key skill that will set you up for your future career. Learn more with Barclays Life Skills.
Welcome, everybody. I'm for a lovely day, full of wonderful memories. So nice to see people happy. No one absolutely furious.
No, Terry.
Nope, sorry, Susan. This man is a liar. He said purple bricks were just online. Well, they're not, Gareth. They are proper estate agents, real people, but with no commission.
Save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.co.uk. Switching broadband used to be so monstrous. The countless calls, the horrific hold music, and the hanging around without connection for eternity would leave you at each other's throats. But that's changed. The Sky Broadband Switch Squad will do the work for you, and you should be back online in minutes. Take the horror out of switching broadband. It's as hassle-free as opening the curtains. Oh, crumbs. Sky, believe in better.
Friends said house. World said kids.
The new season of the Vitality Netball Super League starts this weekend, live on Sky Sports.
Two games.
Hi there, welcome along to Sports Sunday. Our first Super Sunday match is underway and Newcastle lead 1-0 weekly because the very latest from Selhurst Park.
Your Super Sunday Part 2 comes from Anfield. We'll have team news ahead of Liverpool against Tottenham this hour. Plus, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores from the Six Nations and Super League. Swansea are right off the relegation places, but Carlos Carvalhal has received a double injury blow today. We'll tell you which two players will miss the rest of the season. Philippe Coutinho starts for Barcelona in the Derby Espanyol, but there's a surprise omission from the starting lineup ahead of kickoff. And it's expected to be the coldest Super Bowl on record, but we'll tell you why Tom Brady can already take some of the champagne off ice. All the build-up to Super Bowl 52 between the Eagles and the Patriots on the way.
Palace Newcastle. Newcastle still 1-up. Steve Harrier is watching. Could so easily have been 1-all. It was a kind of an offending knee that couldn't quite steer the ball into the goal.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of chances, really. I mean, we're just added on time in the first half, but on 30 minutes, Crystal Palace had a great opportunity. Townsend does really well, comes inside, takes Newcastle's Kennedy out the game. He plays in Mensah, who's basically was a 2v1 against Dummett, whips in a great ball to Zaha. Zaha's got all the goal to aim at, and actually he hits Yedlin. Comes off Yedlin, it's a corner, but that's not given. So from the goal kick, Newcastle go up the other end. Perez plays a great ball into Kennedy. Kennedy's on the left-hand side. He cuts it on his right, and Hennessy makes a great save. It hits his body, bounces back out to Perez, and then again a shot by Perez is good in the corner, but the goalkeeper manages to save that one as well. There's been a few scrambles. The one that has just happened is scramble in the box. Ball ends up with Zaha. He takes a touch on his right-hand side. It hits a defender, hits another defender, hits Darlow, and it comes out and kind of really just arrives at Benteke, and he tries to move any part of his body to sort of hit the ball, and that goes past the post. Kabai's had a chance where he does a 1-2 with Benteke, but just overruns it, and then Ritchie with a great challenge on Kabai as well to deny him, and they're asking for a penalty, but it's a fabulous challenge. But just on these last, I would say 10 minutes, Crystal Palace, put a lot of pressure on Newcastle, so they'll be looking forward to the half-time whistle. Just get in there, win 1-0. That's a job done so far for them.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Newcastle 1-up.
Today's second Super Sunday action comes from Anfield as Liverpool face Tottenham in the Premier League. In a vital clash for both sides' top four ambitions, Liverpool are third, 2 points ahead of Spurs, but they were beaten 4-1 in the reverse fixture in October.
We play against one of the best teams in England. It's one of the best teams in the world. Means you have to put in your best performance. That's how it is, and it's a very, very interesting challenge again. I said it a few times. I like really games like this when you know what the opponent is doing, but they are doing on that high level that it's quite difficult to deal with it. But it's not. There will not be plenty of surprises in that game from both teams. It's do what you're good in, do what's your plan, and do it constantly and again and again and again. And for the other team, that means be ready to defend all these situations. From my point of view, don't hesitate, do it again.
Sadio Mane scored twice in the corresponding game at Anfield last season. He's described Tottenham as one of the best sides in the league.
It's one of the big team in the league, and we respect them, of course, and they have great players, but like I always said, we can beat any team in the league, even in the world. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, we all know, but it's possible to win, and we're gonna try to do our best and win the game.
Well, Liverpool have a strong record against Tottenham at home. They've won 16 times, losing only twice. Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino isn't worried about that record, though.
For every club, and for the top 6 clubs, it's tough to play away from home. If you see all the records, not only from Tottenham, if not for different big clubs, always it's so difficult to win away from home. But I am focusing, try to prepare the game and go to move there and try to win, and that is not going to affect our performance or the result.
Well, as part of the Sky Sports coverage today, you can see an interview with Tottenham's Heung-min Son. He's been telling Thierry Henry about how he's living the dream in London.
Whenever I mention your name to someone, people always say the same thing: you're always happy. You're just smiling all the time. Look, where do you get that from?
I think, this is my dream, I'm living in my dream, but I can't believe it, And I'm just happy to be here in England and play to Premier League.
That brings us to the game. Liverpool away. It won't be easy. You actually give them a difficult game at Wembley. Special, always, Anfield. How do you see the game?
I think it's gonna be hard, very hard. I've been twice there and we lost. I think, and then first time we draw and second time we lost. And then I think it's time to win.
All the very best and keep on smiling.
Thank you very much.
Well, the game will see two of the Premier League's top scorers go head-to-head at Anfield. And Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah will both be trying to achieve personal milestones today.
Kane didn't score on Wednesday night, but was absolutely amazing. He's been just a fantastic striker. Salah, well, no one imagined he would settle in the way in which he has. Obviously, people will remember him from being at Chelsea a few years ago. He's gone away and come back with incredible impact. And Liverpool, I don't think themselves would have thought that they could be in this position whereby he scored so many goals in such a fantastic season. So both of them going for it today. Both got records to try and achieve. I think Salah's got to try and be the quickest to get to 20 goals, and Harry's trying to get his 100th goal in the Premier League. So I think it's both. It'd be great if they both did it, actually. I think we'll see goals.
Half-time now at Selhurst Park, and it is 1-0 to Newcastle. The away side going into the lead. Mo Diarmi loves scoring away from home more than he likes finding the back of the net at home. But good lead for Newcastle. Really important given the context of the Premier League table at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 points separating Palace and Newcastle, but obviously look at the teams that won yesterday, the teams that got beat yesterday as well. You know, we said before the game it's vitally important that, look, if you can pick up points against the teams from middle of the table upwards, you're doing well. It's kind of a bonus. You've got to be winning the games with the teams that's down there. It's like a mini league if you want. But Newcastle will be happy with this. I mean, look, I think the manager will be a little bit concerned because they are sort of defensively, there's chances there for Crystal Palace. I just think they just haven't been potent enough really to put them away. But certainly the manager Benitez will be in there at half time. He'll be pleased with the performance. Can they catch them again on the counter attack, which they have done a couple of times? They've caused them a few problems. But I'll be surprised if this stays at 1-0. I think there's another couple of goals. Which way, I don't know.
Loads of chances, haven't they?
Well, I have, and I think sometimes, I think there would have been more chances. I think it's just a case of both teams, the final ball's not being the best. So you can kind of see why the two teams are in the situations that they actually are. There's just not that, killer instinct, really. But, both teams have created chances. Both managers will be disappointed in some respects with defences, but having said that, very happy with the goalkeepers' performances because the two, Hennessy and Dowlow, have produced some good saves. But as I said, I think this game should have more goals in it. I'm normally wrong, as always, but I'll be surprised if this stays at 1-0.
Okay, Steve, thanks for now. It is 1-0 to Newcastle at half-time in the Premier League game.
The Swansea have suffered a double injury blow in their fight to stay in the Premier League. The club have confirmed Leroy Fair and Wilfred Bonny are out for the rest of the season. Fair ruptured his Achilles in the first half of Swansea's 1-0 draw at Leicester on Saturday. The midfielder is now expected to have surgery. Bonny came on as a second-half substitute in the game, but a scan revealed the striker has a serious knee injury after tearing his anterior cruciate ligament moments after coming on. Left the stadium in a knee brace.
Well, Swansea are out of the bottom three after that point yesterday. They started the season under Paul Clement, but he was sacked just before Christmas. Clement, who was on this morning's goals on Sunday, says being a manager has never been so difficult.
It seems to be a cycle now for managers that, between 6 and 10 games, if you don't get the right results over 6 to 10 games, then, your job's going to be... it's going to be difficult potentially, and that was the case with me. One win in 10 games is not good enough. So I knew I was potentially at risk. The sad point for me is that in so many of the games, I think 8 or 9 of the games, we lost by 1 goal. They're the margins that you're talking about, and they could easily go the other way.
He really competed.
Yeah, you look at the results Swansea have had now. They've had a terrific run. Beating Liverpool at home, beating Arsenal at home. The away point yesterday, you see that they've got that bounce. It's what I had when I went there, and that's what clubs look for now. I look at my own situation now. I've had I think 7 clubs in 9 years, so I think that's the life of a modern day coach. That you're going to work somewhere, you're going to be successful or not, and boom, you're going to move on.
Does that make it easy to deal with when they turn around and say, okay, the results aren't good enough, time to go?
It's always difficult, particularly when you've got you're settled and you've got a good affection for the club. I had a great relationship with the chairman there, Hugh Jenkins. Love working with him every day. Good relationship with the players. The atmosphere at the training ground, considering that we were struggling with results, was still positive. You're onto a bad situation if results aren't bad and the atmosphere at the training ground's bad, but it wasn't. I still had the belief that things would get better, but ultimately the club made the decision to make the change.
So you've had a bit of time out. Are you itching to get back in, or are you sort of enjoying a bit of sort of headspace and surveying what's going on?
I'm ready to work again. I think at my age, I've still got energy, I've still got enthusiasm, and while it's like that, I want to get back on the pitch. If it was like 10, 15 years on in my career, I might feel that I'm just going to have a little rest and then look to the future. But I'm very much ready to work again.
We've had an early try at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, and as you can see, it's gone England's way. They have started their Six Nations title defence against Italy aggressively. Anthony Watson with the try in England's very first attack. Owen Farrell missed the conversion, so he missed out on those extra 2 points, but it's currently Italy 0, England 5, with almost 10 minutes on the clock.
Now then, there's one match in Super League today. Widnes host Catalan. Alan Irwin is there for us. Alan.
Yeah, we've had 7 minutes of this one. Defence is on top at the moment, but just an interesting scenario here because I think Sambo has been sent to the sin bin here. It was a late challenge on Joe Mellor, and he is going to have to sit out 10 minutes or so. Is Sambo, that's the Catalans prop. It was a very late challenge. Prior to that, the early opportunities, well, one at either end really. First of all, it was Luke Walsh just held up on the Widnes line in the final play in Catalan's first set of 6. So Widnes did well defensively, and then they got themselves down the other end, and Joe Mellor just played a nice little chip on the final play of their set of 6 too. Which was subsequently knocked on by Catalan Dragons, but Widnes were unable to take any advantage from the resultant set piece. So as it stands, 8 minutes in, no points on the board, but Widnes have a one-man advantage at the moment.
Right, we're just hours away from one of the biggest events in world sports as the Philadelphia Eagles meet the New England Patriots. Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota. More than 160 million people worldwide are expected to watch today's game as Tom Brady goes for his 6th Super Bowl against an Eagles team who've never won one. Brady already has one reason to celebrate. The Patriots quarterback has been named NFL's most valuable player for 2017, marking the 3rd time he's won the award. Could that be a bad omen? Since 1999, no player named MVP has gone on to win the Super Bowl.
Hi guys, I hope you're having a great night. I'm very humbled and honored to accept this award tonight. In a team sport like football, you certainly can't achieve anything as an individual without incredible teammates and incredible coaches who have really committed so much to our team this year. So I accept this as an individual award, but to me, it's a team award.
Well, Brady ended that curse today. His first Super Bowl win came in 2002. He threw 1 touchdown and set up the winning field goal from Adam Vinatieri.
Kick is up, and the kick is good, and the New England Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
2 years later, the Patriots were back and Brady was MVP once again as they pipped the Carolina Panthers. And Brady made it 3 wins in 4 by beating tonight's opponents, the Eagles, in Super Bowl 39. The Patriots went to Super Bowl 42, unbeaten and looking for the perfect season. But they were upset by the New York Giants after this incredible escape by Eli Manning and catch by David Tyree. Brilliant. 4 years later, the same teams met again. The Patriots led, but the Giants were trying to wind down the clock and scored, proved the winning touchdown by accident.
He wanted to stop and he gets into the end zone. That's exactly what New England was doing.
So Brady had time for one last chance for glory.
To the end zone. Hernandez is there. Incomplete.
So defeat there, but the Patriots Patriots were back in Super Bowl 49. Brady was MVP again, but it was a late interception by Malcolm Butler that clinched the game.
And the pass is deflected and intercepted!
And who can forget last year's record-breaking comeback against the Atlanta Falcons for Brady's 5th title.
Brady's got the first down to Hogan. Brady, middle of the field, pass deflected, a catch by Edelman. Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his 5th! What a comeback!
England manager Gareth Southgate will also be in the stadium tonight. He told us he regrets turning down an invitation to last year's dramatic New England comeback, but is in the US for more than just the spectacle of the game.
For me, the fascination is, yes, the occasion, but then watching the dynamic of the coaches on the side and the defensive strategies and the attacking strategies of the teams. So there'll be so much that I'm looking forward to watching, as well as just the game and the outcome of the game. But again, all of the coaches over the last couple of days have been talking about the details of what's going on, and you're always thinking of how it might relate to your sport and how you might work in your sport.
So a bit of work and a bit of play as well. You don't turn down a free ticket to the Super Bowl, do you, Gareth? You can see Super Bowl 52 live from 10 o'clock tonight over on Sky Sports Action or wherever you are with Sky Go.
Alexis Sanchez didn't look a bad way to introduce himself to the Manchester United fans at Old Trafford. We'll have much more from yesterday's Premier League action next.
Take off for New York with Expedia. At Expedia, you can book your flight, hotel, car hire and activities all in one place. Atoll protected. This chick is a sick individual. I drink that cognac, step back 'cause I might put it on. I go deep, so deep, take count sheep, wake you up from our way.
Where awesome entertainment comes together. This is the V6 box from Virgin TV.
Discover the locomotives, inventors and engineering feats that made Britain great. The British Steam Railways book collection. Out now for just $1.99.
Hello, Michael. You look concerned.
I am. Your warranty's run out.
Don't worry, Michael. I've been smart and extended my warranty with Motor Easy.
You did?
Yes, with Motor Easy's extended warranties, there'll be no unexpected garage bills or hassle. We're even covered for failures due to wear and tear, and they'll pick me up from home or work. All from just £20 a month.
If you got much smart, you won't need me anymore.
It had crossed my mind, Michael. Discover the smart way to warranty your car at motoreasy.com.
There's a local hero for that.
Whatever the job.
There's a local hero for that.
Find a trusted tradesperson at localheroes.com. Local service with easy online booking and a 12-month British gas
Alexa, order duct tape.
Alexa, call Karen. Calling Karen.
Hello?
Hey, Karen. Is Billy allowed to eat ice cream for breakfast?
No.
Didn't think so.
Get down! Here comes the...
We've been shot at, drowned. My knickers are wet and I'm stuck.
Strike Back continues with us. Wednesday at 9, only on Sky One. And if you missed the previous episode, catch on TV.
responded with a good 3-0 midweek win over Huddersfield. We'll be bringing you team news from this game fairly shortly as the Liverpool team arrive. I suppose it was a slightly disappointing transfer window for them as well, losing their playmaker Coutinho to Barcelona as well. But Liverpool team turning up, plenty of goals in them despite that loss. And we can rejoin our reporter Vinny O'Connor, who is pitch side.
Yes, welcome back to Anfield. Such a crucial game in the race for the top four. Alongside me, former Liverpool left-back Jim Beglin. And Jim, I think the fact that both managers have been talking of this game sums up the real importance of it today, doesn't it?
Well, it could be pivotal. I mean, it could be season-defining. Based on what's to come, whatever you get from this game could make the difference of whether you're going to be in the top four or not next season. It's huge for both clubs. We know Liverpool and Tottenham currently in it. Don't want to drop out. And especially with Tottenham moving into the new stadium next season, it's crucial.
Harry Kane, 49 goals in 2017, at the age of 24. The same age as Ian Rush when he did that back in 1986. How do Liverpool keep him quiet this afternoon?
With difficulty. I mean, it's just very hard. I think if the support crew, the likes of Eriksen, Ali and Son are at it, as we saw against Manchester United, it's hard to keep him quiet. I know he didn't score in that game, but he's got the lot at the moment, and he's just full of confidence. It's all there. I'm glad I'm not in that Liverpool defence.
Obviously, Virgil van Dijk was rested in midweek as well. If he is to come back today, we await the team news, of course. Can he make a real difference to that Liverpool back line against that attacking threat of Spurs? And we saw what damage they did at Wembley earlier this season.
Well, he has to, because that's what he's been brought in for. That's why they paid the big bucks. I know there have been accusations that he's maybe a little heavy. I'm not sure that that's quite true, but not only is he a fine footballer, but it's part of his job now to take command, to be the boss back there, to find that authority and try and sort Liverpool out at the back, because it still is their weakness, obviously.
So Liverpool have a 2-point advantage in the Premier League, but after this transfer window, who has the advantage out of these two sides in that race for a top four finish?
Well, I think if Liverpool can get the job done today, and obviously Tottenham's record here suggests that might be the case, and Tottenham have got to try and match the intensity they produced against Manchester United, which might not be easy. I think it probably looks like Liverpool can get a win today. I don't say that easily, and if they do, I think they'd be a good bet to go on and nick it ahead of Tottenham.
Obviously, Spurs have that added incentive of completing a league double over Liverpool for the first time since 2010-2011 season. It's all coming up live on Sky Sports Premier League and Sky Sports Main Event.
Well, Spurs arrive at Anfield just 2 points behind both Liverpool and Chelsea. Their win over United, seeing them maintain their top four push. They did stuff, really, Liverpool 4-1 at Wembley earlier this season. Harry Kane scoring 99 Premier League goals, could possibly score his 100th Premier League goal today against Liverpool. They've struggled though away against the Premier League's top sides. Just one win in 18 away games against the Premier League top six. So a big day for both clubs at Anfield.
Well, to yesterday's action, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang marked his Arsenal debut with a goal, while Henrik Mkhitaryan made 3 assists as they beat Everton 5-1 at the Emirates.
Aaron Ramsey upstaged the new signings, though, by scoring his first hat-trick for the club.